guys, so I'm going to go ahead and start this look off by prepping and priming my eyelids. I'm using a eyeshadow primer from NYX, super affordable, and I'm just going to apply it with my finger and make sure that I blend it all around the eye. And then I'm just taking a fluffy brush and I'm going to go ahead and set everything just so that it's not super sticky. I just used my face powder. And then I'm going to go in with this Pure Festival palette and I'm going to use that pink shade. And I'm taking a more like stiff, dense blending brush. I don't want it to be too soft just because I really want this pigment and this color to not move around a ton. I just kind of want to have a lot of control. So I'm just taking that and I'm placing that onto the crease and blending it out. And then I'm going to take this other pink shade that I have in the James Charles Morphe collaboration palette, and I'm just kind of going to deepen that pink color and just really blend it out. Now if you followed me before, you know that I do this, but if I ever go up too far with the eyeshadow, I will just take my face powder and I'll just kind of go right underneath the brow bone just to kind of clean it up without having to put concealer or a super light shade right there. So that's what I do to just clean it up. Okay, so right here, my camera ended up overheating and dying. So basically what I did was I just did one eye so that when I came back, I didn't have to take a long time to do both eyes on camera. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to cut my crease and put some concealer on so that I can have this for the color that I'm gonna put on my lid. So as you can see, I just used the L'Oreal Infallible Full Coverage, I think it is, the concealer, and I just put that on the lid and I looked up so that I can see exactly where I needed to have that cut crease. And then I'm just taking a flat brush that I believe is from Milani Cosmetics, and I'm just very carefully shaping out my eyelid and the crease area. And basically that's where those blue shades are going to go. So I'm just gonna do it very carefully and take my time. So as you guys can see, I'm taking that concealer and dragging it out to the outer like the outer part of the eye because I want it to have a more winged out effect, and that's the shape that I want that blue shadow to go in. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to take this ALAMAR Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I'm taking that more green turquoise color, and I have it on this Real Techniques eyeshadow brush. It ended up being a little bit too big, and I really wanted to be careful to not get the eyeshadow above the concealer where that crease is. So I just went back in with the ALAMAR Cosmetics flat brush and just carefully started placing that color onto the lid. Then I'm taking this shimmer light blue shade with another Real Techniques brush, and I'm just placing that more on the inner part of the eye and kind of going into that inner corner as well. Now what I'm gonna do is take this small brush. I honestly don't know where it's from because the name is completely worn off, but I'm gonna go back in with that pink shade and I'm going to just very lightly go over that crease area just to get a really seamless look between that pink and then that blue eyeshadow. Now what I'm going to do is take my NYX liquid liner pencil and then I'm going to go ahead and do a winged liner. I did this off camera and I popped some lashes on. And then I'm going to take this e.l.f. glitter. I absolutely am obsessed with e.l.f. glitters. It's in a more iridescent like color. It's got multiple colors. And I'm going to take the NYX glitter glue and then I'm just going to pack this on the lid where the blue eyeshadow is just to give it a really pretty like princessy vibe. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my makeup wipe and wipe off any excess makeup, any glitter, and then take my Pixie face spray and I'm going to spray my face just to get it nice and moisturized. And then I'm using this Becca, I think that was a primer. And I just, you know, put that on just to give me an extra luminous look. And then I'm taking these glitter drops by Cover FX, which I absolutely love these. They have such great pigment and they look so pretty, especially in summertime under your makeup, because it just gives a really pretty sparkle under your makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and I just blend that out with a damp beauty blender. And then I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me foundation and I'm going to once again pick that up with my damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to start blending that all over my face. I personally like using damp beauty blenders for my foundations or even BB creams or CC creams. I just like the consistency and the way that it helps it melt into my skin. Now I'm going to take this concealer that I have been loving lately. This is by Neutrogena, and it's a 3-in-1 concealer. And it is a concealer, an eye cream, and it also has sunscreen in it. And so for somebody like me who kind of struggles with fine lines under my eyes, I really need something that's hydrating, but at the same time gives me coverage, but isn't going to dry out under my eyes. So I have actually really been loving this product. It's been such a great addition to my makeup routine, and it really does give me coverage without drying out under my eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and set everything with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder, and I'm just taking that with the damp beauty blender and pressing that into under the eye area, and then I go on my forehead. And then I am also going to go on the jawline, and I'm going to take my other Maybelline pressed powder and just lightly go over the rest of my face with a really fluffy brush. Now this is a product from MORPHE, and it's called Cotour. It is a contour and bronzer in one. So I'm just going to go into the contour areas and basically bronze up my face. And then what I like to do is I just like to go right underneath that jawline area with my Maybelline pressed powder, just to give a contoured effect look without going too crazy into, you know, the contouring motions and having to cream contour and all that kind of stuff. It's just a really easy way to get a light contour. So now I'm going to go ahead and actually contour my nose as well. I'm using the same product, the MORPHE bronzer and contour palette that I just used, and I'm taking a small little round brush, and I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. So for me personally, I just like to make my nose look a little bit slimmer, and then I like to focus more on the end in the tip area. I don't like to go too crazy with contouring. I don't like to use a lot of products just because sometimes I feel like it can get really muddy very easily. So I just lightly go in with that powder, and then I put on the highlight down the middle of the nose. And then what I'm doing is taking this little brush with my Maybelline Fit Me Press Powder, and I'm just kind of going in and blending everything together. I don't know, I just kind of like doing it like that because I feel like it helps me get that contour in my nose, but it isn't super crazy harsh. So, yep, that's just basically how I contour my nose. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush, and I think this is a Luxie brush. It's a small angled brush, I think is what it's called. And I'm just going to take that light shade from the James Charles palette and just go underneath the eye on the bottom lash line. And then I'm going to go ahead and take that pink color from the Pure Festival palette and go into the inner corner. Now I'm going to go ahead and line the waterline with the white liner because that just helps to open up the eye. I put a little mascara on, and then we're going to go ahead and highlight. That is the Artist Couture Loose Highlight. It's a more gold, like champagne color. And then this one is a little bit brighter. This is by Milani. And I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of layer the highlights. Now I'm taking this ALAMAR Cosmetics blush palette, and I'm going to use the more pink colors that were on the right of the screen, just because it's going to match well with that pink eyeshadow. So I did attempt to put this lip color on. I really wasn't feeling it, so here is the finished look, and I just changed that lip color. I used obviously a little bit more of a red maroon color. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this look, and if you did, please give this a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.